I'm about to tell you exactly how to stop smoking weed. I didn't start smoking until I was 26 years old, and right now I'm 33. So my mom smoked my whole entire life. You feel what I'm saying? So I've always been around it. All my family members smoke. When I turned 18, I graduated, went to college, was always around that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, everybody was just back then smoking weed, you know, you in college. I drunk a little bit, but was still not like a heavy drinker. Wasn't really like big into like being an athlete, like running or nothing like that. So I just liked to create. But I started being like a party promoter, and, you know, I was working at the mall. You know, working at the mall, you just be around everybody. And also, like I said, like being on campus, I was around everybody. So I was always constantly around people smoking, but I just really wasn't a smoker. So around like 22 years old, I started throwing these events in my city called Rossi. So basically, like throughout college, like I said, I used to be, you know, a drinker. We used to always drink this wine called Carlo Rossi before we went out. It was like our pregame, you feel what I'm saying? So we'd be sitting back drinking. Me and my friends was like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? We should like come up with like a small event where like we can have people like us, creatives, to come around and just kick it with each other and just show off what they got. You feel what I'm saying? So a little bit about the event is like we have like paintings and live music, poetry, just any like types of art. And, you know, people used to come there dressed up because of the fact that, like, you know, it was kind of like, it wasn't a formal event, but it just made people like get dressed up. So go through all that, go through college, graduate. Back then I was into like heavily like Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying, Tyler the Creator, just any like super niche artist. Playboy Carti was like super big to me, you know what I'm saying? He still is big, but like back then it was like, these are the artists I really, really, truly listen to. I started having this thing called Camp Flognaw. And at that point, like, throughout my whole life, I really wanted to go to LA. I wanted to go to LA bad as hell because I just thought like, man, my soul belonged there. Like, I'm creative. I'm about to go out there and like turn up. I had like a little t-shirt line. You know, just like, I just feel like when you watch TV, you see certain shit, you see people in LA, and that's just like what they doing. They like living their life. You know what I'm saying? They like doing what they supposed to be doing. First thing one of my friends said to me was like, bro, we can't go to Cali without smoking no weed. Like, we in California, you feel me? So I'm like, all right, bet, I'm gonna try it. Man, so we fly there, we get there, we get an Airbnb, chilling. And as soon as we get there, we couldn't believe like how much weed was there. They had this shit called like weed maps where like you could literally like open up an app and like order the weed. So we ordered the weed because we didn't know how to roll up and shit like that. We ordered like some pre-rolls to our Airbnb before we go to the concert. Dude come, drop it off. I think I still got the video. I might like put some like post like a picture, a video of it, but man, like we got, I'm talking about fried off our ass. Like I'm talking about high as fuck. So we go to the concert, had a time of our life, you feel me? So as soon as I get back home, it just never stopped. So, you know, I started off with like the raw cones. Like I was able to start stuffing them and like get real good at that. So I'm stuffing raw cones, you know, getting blowed. Come home, I'm still smoking. So it became like a part of me because I thought it was like making me like become more of an artist and become more creative and do X, Y, and Z. You know how like motherfuckers be thinking, like they always try to say like weed make you just more creative, but it kind of did back then. I was able to like do both. I was able to be, you know, super creative and super productive while smoking, you feel me? So this is like 2017, so this when I started smoking. And you know, the weed was kind of like strong, so then my uncle was starting to like, you know, like sell me weed. So I was able to just always get weed because my uncle, like I said, my family, like I always been around that shit. So my uncle started selling me weed. So I'm smoking like raw cones for like 2 years at that point. And then I was in like a previous relationship, you know what I'm saying? Left that relationship, got my own spot. And then me and my uncle was like living together. So like I said, the uncle that was selling me weed beforehand, he now lives with me. So I had like weed all the time. So I like would go to work, come home. He got like 3 raw cones already like stuffed. We'd go to my back stairs, we'd get blowed. You know what I'm saying? It's like the beginning of like a new relationship too. So me and my girl would get off work, we'd meet each other at my crib, we'd just smoke. That was just like our thing at the end of the day. Just go on the stairs of the apartment and smoke, and we'd just be getting fried, ordering food. You know what I'm saying? It was just like beautiful. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with weed, you feel me? But that was just like, you know what I'm saying, the first, 3 years, 2 to 3 years. So 2019 come, I'm still smoking. Every day. This is an everyday thing, you feel me? But I'm still able to be productive. But I was noticing too, though, at that same time, like the stuff that I was doing, like my events, they was kind of like falling off because I was like being super lax about it. Like 2018 was like the biggest one I had, but 2019, you know what I'm saying, you start to become more relaxed, start not to care as much. My vision was starting to change for it. I'm starting to think I'm becoming too old for it. Like I was starting to become a little bit more paranoid, but that was also too, I think, because of the weed. So, 2020, everybody know the pandemic hit. Also, too, I live in Ohio, so Michigan ain't nowhere but up the street. You know what I'm saying? So weed became recreational up there. So instead of me buying it from my uncle at that point, too, because he had moved out, I'm going up to Michigan, going to the dispensaries like every day, you feel me, during the pandemic. And, a lot of my friends, they wasn't smoking raw cones. You know what I'm saying? We smoking backwoods. So I got to learn how to, like, roll backwoods. Just, like, getting real good at that type of shit. Like, just smoking, bro. Like, I'm telling you, every day I will wake up, smoke. Before I got to go eat, smoke. Before I shower, smoke. Get out the shower, smoke. If we about to go outside, smoke. I'm just smoking all the time, you feel me? And like I said, I genuinely like weed. Like, I really like weed. Like, there's nothing wrong with weed, but I didn't notice how it was, like, affecting who I was, you know what I'm saying? So I actually had this business that, like, kind of took off, you know what I'm saying, during the pandemic. Like, I had a t-shirt line in college, but I also, too, was, like I said, always creating. Like, when I had those events, I would, like, come out with, like, merch for my events. I'd come out with, like, t-shirts and shit like that. So I was, like, always, like, into making clothes. So during, like, 2019, before the pandemic, I had this idea to make bootleg shoes. So, like, I don't know if people know this shit, but, like, I'm one of the originators of, like, the bootleg shoe shit. So during the pandemic, I had made, like, a sample in China, got the sample back. So I get the sample back. One of my friends was like, bro, you need to just post that shit. Like, he kept telling me, like, bro, post that fucking shoe. Like, quit being scared, X, Y, and Z. So I post the shoe, and it go up. Like, Nice Kicks pick it up. They posted on their shit. It just, like, was, like, everywhere. So out of nowhere, I still had, like, my job, my regular 9 to 5 during the pandemic. So I'm like, man, you know what? Even if I drop this shoe and it don't sell at all, at least, like, I know for a fact I made, like, a sample that I could wear. You feel what I'm saying? So after I dropped the shoe, I'm at work. I'm talking about my Shopify just keep going off. Ding, ding, ding. I remember, like, the customer I'm helping out was like, man, somebody's really trying to get in touch with you, because my Shopify kept going off. But it's because of the fact that, like, all these blogs picked up the shoe and they posting it. Bro, I kid you not, my first drop, I made like $60-something thousand in an hour. And this is during the pandemic, so everybody had money. You know what I'm saying? So this is even, like, I don't know, it just, like, was, like, life-changing, you feel me? So at that point, I'm still smoking. I'm still able to be productive, what I thought was productive. It was still productive, but not productive in the way I could be now. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just, like, I, like, looked at it, I'm like, damn, like, this shit is, like, something I can do, you feel me? So I'm still posting the shoes. So at that point, like, I come out with the first shoe, to sell out. So I just turned it off. It was all pre-order. I just turned off my website. So I'm like, oh shit, I don't know how I'm about to come up with these orders, but I'm about to figure it out. So I hit my manufacturer up. They like, okay, we can make all the shoes. So they make all the shoes, send me all the shoes. Come out with my second shoe, make 80,000. Third shoe, 40,000. Fifth shoe, 83,000. So it's like I'm just making money on money on money on money, like, during the pandemic. But I'm making so much money. Again, I'm smoking so much that it don't really matter, because of the fact that, like, I'm at home. It's during the pandemic. Ain't nobody doing shit. So don't none of this shit, like, really matter. It's not real. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, life happens. So, 2020, 2021, 2022, you know what I'm saying? I'm constantly smoking, but I'm noticing, like, my productivity is getting, like, worse and worse, because I feel like I just got it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can it wasn't like super consistent. I didn't have like necessarily plans on my drops or what I was doing with my drops. I'm just like coming up with colorways and dropping when I want to. But then it's like other people who are just outworking me in like the bootleg shoe space. So they like able to come out and drop consistently. They able to like, they probably got like plans or they got a team that's helping them out. Like, oh, you're gonna come out with this colorway next week, this week. So like the industry started to kind of get drowned out to the point where it got like corny to me. So I'm like, bro, I just really want to make clothes. Like I always wanted to make clothes. Like clothes is my passion. Like if you know me, you know clothes is my passion. So I was like, man, I'm kind of done with the bootleg shoe shit. And then I was kind of like starting to get down on myself because of the fact that I don't know, I kind of felt like I was missing my shot or I was like fucking up. But at the end of the day, it was kind of my fault because my whole regimen would be just to come home and just get blowed and go to sleep. So if you know anything about like manufacturing in China, bro, you can't go to sleep at night. Like if you are coming out with a product at night, 8 a.m. is they 8 p.m. You feel what I'm saying? So if you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning, you didn't miss their whole day because they at that point, they going home now. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, imagine days on days on days of just getting so blowed that you just like fucking up when you wake up in the morning. Now you got to hit your manufacturer back. Now you got to wait a whole day for them to hit you back. And it's like constant repetition of that type of shit. So I'm kind of like pushing myself back, delaying myself. So then I'm coming out with like samples and shit. I'm second guessing myself because of the fact that I'm just not thinking I'm good enough, X, Y, and Z. You know, like, weed has this, like, weird effect on you. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. It's certain people that can smoke and be hyper productive. There's certain people who can smoke and not be as productive. And to me, like, being honest, like, it just didn't make me that productive. So I, like, kept telling myself, like, bro, I'm gonna quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta quit weed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to get my head back in the game. And this year I was able to. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things that really helped me out though. Like I said, like I'm gonna give y'all 5 ways. Not I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper in these in like future videos, but 5 ways that really helped me stop smoking weed was to replace it with something else. Well, first off, I'm gonna say this. First off, you gotta really want it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at first, when you first stop smoking, you're gonna go through shit. You're gonna go through like night sweats, withdrawals, your appetite gonna be fucked up, you're gonna have bad mood swings. It just come with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like anything else. And like I said, I was smoking backwoods. So not only are you withdrawing from the weed, but you also are withdrawing from the nicotine. So it's you going through 2 different things at one time. But like I said, number 1, bro, you gotta really want it. Like you gotta really want to stop smoking. If you don't want to stop smoking, then it's not gonna happen. Number 2, I will always tell you to replace it with something else. You feel me? Like at that point in my life, I just had a son. So I got a 1-year-old son, and I would like always constantly notice that like I would be like trying to run to the bathroom, or I couldn't wait till he went down for his nap so I can go smoke, or I don't know, I just kind of wanted to be there more for my son. And then sometimes your memory get bad too when you smoking, because you be so lackadaisical, and then you just don't be realizing it's just like a day. Like again, from my story, like days on days is passing, and I just don't feel like I was being as active as I could have been. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got to replace it with something else. So I replaced it with like just spending more time with my son and being at the gym. You know what I'm saying? And then 3, overall, like, you got to want your health to get better. You feel what I'm saying? So like, these are just like 5 ways to help me. So it's just more like, I started to like, just think about like how productive I was in like college, and how productive I was before that, and like the trajectory of my life before that. And I kind of want to just get back to that. I'm gonna just say 4 reasons. You gotta want your mind to be like clear. Off of weed, like again, there's nothing wrong with it, bro. But if you can control it, I just think everything should be done in moderation. And I don't think that like I'm a person that like go all the way in. But I'm a person also too that got like a lot of willpower and self-discipline, where I can stop something at any given time. Like if I want to stop drinking, I can do that. If I want to stop smoking, I can do that. You gotta have the willpower to know that you like bigger than that substance. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not that hard to stop doing anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, it's gonna be hard at first. Yes, you're gonna want to go back and smoke X, Y, and Z. But you should like treat it like it should be a reward system. You shouldn't be treating it like, oh, I can just go get blow when I want to, X, Y, and Z, because that's not like smart. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be smart. Like, you got to know that your life, you only got one life to live, bro. And if you can be productive off of it, that's cool. But if you can't, and you know that your willpower is not like that, then I would just stop, bro. Like, just being honest, man. Like, so this is just like 4 reasons that helped me stop. You know, I just really wanted this shit more. And I feel like now, since I've been off of it for 5 months, like I said, the first 3 or 4 weeks is like the hardest. But now, like, shit, I can dream. My appetite is back. My productivity is back. Like, I'm actively working on new projects to come out with. And I just feel better, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm there for my son, bro. Like, I don't know. I just feel like mentally I'm a lot sharper. I can hold conversations. I don't get irritated as fast. Like, I'm not always thinking about it. And to be completely honest, I really don't think about smoking. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if I do ever want to smoke again, it's going to be like a reward. Like, if I go on vacation somewhere, then I can go hit a blunt a couple times, X, Y, and Z, maybe. But, like, I'm not about to constantly be smoking, bro. Like, it's just nothing that good come from that. And I just know me, you know what I'm saying? So you got to know yourself. So if this apply, you know what I'm saying, please, you know, drop a comment. If you do need help or something like that, man, please follow me on my other socials, inbox me. You know what I'm saying? I'm always down to help somebody out. But yeah, man, like, these are just a couple ways that helped me stop smoking weed. And again, like, I was smoking for a very, very long time. But thank y'all for listening to me. I just had to give y'all that story. And, you know, like, comment, subscribe.